Hello, Wake Up New Zealand, Sakey speaking. Well, I got on social media today and briefly said I was going to make a YouTube video about the upcoming next crisis, which is, I believe, is the global food shortage. So it appears to be one crisis after another. It's all about being seduced by emotions and also using the tactical weapon of fear globally. So on the 29th of September last year, President Xi Jinping, leader of the Chinese Communist Party, spoke at the UN Assembly after Qu Dongyu became the first Chinese president of the UN Food and Agriculture Agency, another agency of the UN, another leader, Chinese leading yet another UN agency. So this speech was incorporated UN Agenda 2030, how China in 2019 shared its knowledge and technologies with local farmers in Africa and Asia as to raising cereal production of sustainable initiatives. When you hear the word is sustainable, think of UN Agenda 2030 and control of all peoples on the planet, everyone, everywhere, every age, because this is what it's about. And China spoke about horticulture, fisheries, aquaculture, water and soil management, and conservation. All that's being talked about in the government at the moment that is targeting farmers in New Zealand. And this is about a global governance. For global support for phase 3 of the FAO, that's the Food Agriculture Council, the agency of the UN, the one that controls the food chain, the global food chain. So, and they talk about productivity, profitability, sustainable food systems, tropical culture, dryland farming, building resilience to shocks and crises. So we've had the shocks and we've had the crises and we're still going through it, playing yo-yo games, and Australia totally shut down and the farmers here going through real crap, and the government having a stranglehold on small farmers who cannot even get bank loans. So this includes sustainable global food chains, supply and management of food chains, collaborating with UN agencies collaborating with each other, the World Health Organization, the World Trade Organization, and the FAO. So that is the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, which is an agency of the UN. So the World Health Organization already determines what is healthy for us and what is not healthy for us, that we should have a vax, etc., and lock down, etc. And the New Zealand government welcomes it. So at the present, they talk about a global emergency response being planned through what they call the UN, called Global Sustainable Food Systems, and it's about food security across the world. And this is all predetermined planning for the next crisis. So promoting global food security, so you feel secure with what they are going to do. Nutrition for all, so everyone has the same diet up to the year 2030, UN Agenda 2030. This is defined as everyone on the planet, everyone, everywhere, every age, globally, a one script for all, one diet for all, one menu for all. We tell you what you eat, you don't choose. So those that control the food control the people as individuals do not control what they eat, and this is what it's about. It's a dictatorship on your food, on how you behave, and the choice is made for you. So the UN documents include diversification of food crops and rural incomes, growing of conventional crops and new crops, all parts of the emergency transition UN Global Climate Change Plan, the climate alarmism. They target farmers, those that produce food, the backbone of New Zealand, to bring in much tighter policies and regulation so that the farmers can't cope anymore and they get into debt and the banks won't loan to them. And they have no other option to walk out of their family homes and their livelihoods into UN smart cities, crowded cities, intensely populated, where the government then increases its control over everyone. So the UN Agenda 2030 Global Plan of Action, controlling the food supply, foreign investment. As to forestation in New Zealand, subsidies, government subsidies for those overseas investors who invest in like small farms, making them into forestry, where the government are dictating approximately 4,000 planted trees per hectare. And this is what it's about. So this is not about pollution, it's about control. And if you think about it, with China at the back of this, who's doing this, one of the biggest who are doing this in the global game of taking control of populations by food. They are the worst polluters in the world, and thousands of people die every day through polluted diseases caused by pollution that they cause, the filth and the dirt. So they are the worst offenders, and they are never taken to task, and they will not be. So this is about carbon emissions, the trading of carbon emissions. A predetermined plan for the next established crisis. Shut down all businesses, because now we've got the yo-yoing of businesses again, going out of business. You watch more businesses being shut down in Australia. The whole nation is in lockdown in Perth, lockdown 4. More businesses will be destroyed, and the same will happen in New Zealand. So we're not finished with it yet. We've only just started. So roll out lockdowns to make it difficult for everyone. Food prices will go up, and in will march, or in will ride the knight in shining armour with a predetermined plan to so-called save us all, but it's really to control us all. So China, in charge of the UN agency that monitors, makes guidelines, collaborates with UN agencies, the World Trade Organization, the World Health Organization. They are head of the FAO. So they're the leaders. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the UN. UN Director, Chinese, Qu Dongyu. He gave a speech in Mexico, and it included renewed activities, political coordination, dialogue, cooperation with UN countries, UN member countries. That includes New Zealand. So China expressed a firm commitment to cooperate with the global economy, its growth, protecting the environment, and it can't even protect its own environment and doesn't want to, because it's one of the worst polluters in the world, as I say. China urges the world to protect the principles of the UN Agenda 2030 Sustainable Goals. And those principles are defined as propositions that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior for a chain of reasoning. So, UN Agenda 2030, propositions, beliefs, behaviours for a chain of reasoning. So what does that mean, a chain of reasoning? Arguments can have more than 2 layers. Indeed, they can have many layers. Such arguments are chains of reasoning. So transforming food systems to be economically sustainable, to have a positive effect on climate and environment. UN established climate emergency, scaremongering, the global dreaded lurgies that will just shut the world down, and in will ride the sustainable solution, the predetermined plan to control everyone, everywhere, of every age on this planet and leave no one behind. So the China's leader states, private investors are the key players of the modern day strategy of global engagement. Transition to the new normal. And the UN says we must never go back to the old way. We've got to move forward and transform into this new, redesigned world, this modern world, which they call the new world, the new order, the new modern transformation, the redesign of global populations in the way they behave, order them like sheep into the pens. We are all UN sheep, UN stock. And if you went to the population division of the UN, and you will see that member countries, nations, are actually called UN stock. New Zealanders are UN stock. So global wealthy corporations, greedy corporations are waiting in the wings to jump in and take over where small businesses have gone bust and farmers have lost their land. And this is what they call innovation, food security. So the initiative of a geospatial platform, that's what China has introduced. The initiative of the geospatial platform. And this is a data lab for global statistics innovation. And Google is a parent company that is doing this. And they have designed what they call an Earth Map companion app, developed with Google, providing members with a valuable real-time data to help support the adoption of the UN's global strategies, the UN global government. So FAO has determined an impact analysis to determine effective regulations, instruments in relation to sustainability, UN Agenda 2030. And it's 17 goals and 169 global targets. Food systems, food security globally, and they connect that to post-COVID-19. So post-COVID-19, we will have a food shortage, a global food shortage. And the pre-plans have already been made as to how that solution is going to be made to sort out this crisis. And this is where China comes in. This is how they control the food, and they call it by nutrition and sustainability, transforming the way we behave, what we eat, our diets. It's all about control. So China is documented through their role as leader of the Agriculture Food Agency of the UN, saying their project will promote knowledge sharing, development exchanges based on China's advanced field of digital agriculture, where they will continue to provide its full support to transformation of global food, the global food chain. Agri-food systems activities include production, trade, storage, processing, consumption globally. Transforming diets to transform agri-food includes the system of how food is grown. So it's not grown in the same way as it is. It's going to be transformed, harvested, processed, food and behavioral control. So Qu Dongyu was Beijing's Vice Minister for Agriculture. He was part of the Communist Chinese regime's government, and he is controlling the global food chain. So therefore, the Chinese Communist Party are not only indirectly, but directly controlling the global food chain, and that's what's happening right now. So people, would you please share this? And you can browse this on the internet and find this out, but I just want to make you aware of what is happening, and what I believe is going to happen from my research is that the UN has made, UN agencies have collaborated. The Chinese are leading it, the CCP are leading it, a plan, a global plan, an action plan. And next, there will be an emergence of a global food shortage. From that, in will ride the knight in shining armor with the predetermined plan to solve the global food shortage by redesigning what you eat, your diet, etc. Control of the food. So control of the food, control of the people, control of everyone, everywhere, every age on this planet. Please share, and subscribe. Thank you.